It's 4 o'clock in Jonesboro. The owner of the Kirin Restaurant, charged with rape, now facing 2 additional charges, and they are human trafficking charges. We're going through that story completely, beginning to end, coming up. And if you haven't heard about it, we're also going to be telling you about how we went to the Kirin Restaurant the day after the story broke, and how they tried to get us out of there as fast as they could. Plus, student theft warning. Students in Arkansas State possibly becoming victims of an online scam, a theft that seems to have taken place from several accounts. What you need to know is next. And speaking of Arkansas State, a crown bestowed last night for Miss Arkansas State 2018. Telling you all about her and telling you more. And yes, talking about that weather. Here we go. It's NEA Report time.
Reporting.
We told you authorities were looking into it, but now, just more than investigating, actual charges are being filed against the owner of the Kirin Restaurant. Thanks, everybody, for joining us on NEA Report tonight. As we begin with a continuation of a disturbing report we started out with a few weeks ago, talking about the Kirin Restaurant owner, the Asian food restaurant that was on Caraway Road. It's now closed since we started reporting on it. The man that owned the place, Hexin Chin, now facing not just a rape charge, but he's now facing 2 counts of human trafficking. Okay? We told you about this earlier. It was a report that we found out about here at NEA Report. The 2nd Judicial District Prosecuting Attorney actually sending us along this update. It's about Hexin Chin, 45, who's facing 10 to 40 years or life in prison for the charge of rape already. But now he's facing 6 to 30 years in prison and a fine of up to $15,000 for each charge of trafficking of persons, a Class A felony. This is a new update to the story that really began when we found out about earlier this year. It was actually in January when we found out about the thing that had happened last year where Chin was alleged to have hosted one of his employees to live in his home, right? She was said to have come from California, an immigrant girl who wanted to work and hopefully perhaps further herself in America. Chin tried to perhaps create the guise, according to the allegations of the probable cause affidavit, that he had a job and opportunity for her. But as she came to work for him, the allegations were that Chin worked her to the bone all hours of the day, but worse than that, much worse. It accused Chin of not only not paying her, but trying to rape her on several occasions and eventually, allegedly, succeeding. Whenever the woman went to police, authorities began investigating, but it contained a lot of the markers of much more than just an allegation of rape, and that's why Prosecutor Scott Ellington sent it back to police and said, we want you to look at this a little bit further. We told you about that last week, right? He said, we want you to look at this a little bit further because this could meet criteria for human trafficking. Well, here's the statement from Prosecutor Ellington, quote, Chin was originally arrested on the charge of rape, but further investigation by Jonesboro Police Department has led it to be determined that there were 2 individuals employed at Chin's restaurant whose status we believe meets the criteria for a violation of human trafficking statutes. Ellington said JPD Detective Bill Brown is asking anyone who may have been the victim of trafficking in this case, or any case at all for that matter, but this case in particular now, to call 870-935-6710. The release from Prosecutor Ellington says a person violates human trafficking laws when they knowingly recruit, harbor, transport, obtain, entice, solicit, isolate, provide, or maintain a person, knowing that the person will be subjected to involuntary servitude, or he benefited financially or by receiving anything of value from participation in a venture. Now, of course, the press release concludes what we always operate by, which is all defendants are presumed innocent until proven guilty. But NEA Report, on the day after the initial story was published, first in the Jonesboro Sun and then on NEAReport.com, we went by the Kirin Restaurant and went in to specifically speak with the management. We wanted to know if they had any response to this. They were quick to try to get us out of that restaurant last month. They, for one, noticed that we were talking to several restaurant patrons and asking them if they had seen the story with the article in hand. It was freaking some people out. And the management started to freak out too when I was in there. But when you got a 6'5", 250-pound reporter in your place, it's a little bit harder to shove them out the door. So they were kindly asking me to leave as we continued on throughout this. And eventually, I did, because it's their business. The next day closed down completely, not a soul in the parking lot, and they've not been open since. So they had told me whenever I went over there that we were at the wrong Kirin Restaurant. I don't think we were at the wrong Kirin Restaurant. I think there's only one Kirin Restaurant, or there was then. Now there's 0. But we will continue to follow this story as 2 counts of human trafficking added to what is already a serious felony that Mr. Chin is facing in the form of that rape charge. We'll keep the story followed and keep it up to date right here on the NEA Report. We did the overnight hours thing last night, thinking to ourselves, hey, we may wake up and see some wintry weather. And then we didn't really. Well, we saw a little bit of ice on the trees today. We saw some ice on mailboxes. Street signs got a little bit of it. And the bridges and overpasses had a little bit of a nasty time this morning, too. But we really lucked out in Northeast Arkansas, or at least in Craighead County. I know in Maynard, I think that they canceled classes. And I think that there was some classes that were postponed or delayed, like in Hillcrest and Highland, too. And understandably so, more northern counties probably did get a little bit more than we did. But a big shout out, because I don't want everyone to think just that the forecast was so wrong and not give credit to the right people. Yeah, I don't think the forecast was quite a 1/4 inch of ice, but you can look around outside and still see ice all over the trees and all over road signs as far into today as, 1 or 2 this afternoon. It was an ice storm, but there was a lot of great work done by our road department crews, and they got out and treated the roads just like we showed you a picture of yesterday. As a matter of fact, they were out spraying the de-icer over the overpasses and the bridges all day yesterday. So some great work there. Got to give them credit, because I think a lot of the reason why that we woke up and didn't have an issue on just about any road across at least Craighead County, most of Northeast Arkansas, is because we got some pretty crazy, awesome road crews around here. They're awesome. They know how to work with this stuff. Our road departments do. So credit to them today, but also, yes, the forecast was a tad wrong. That's why we go with the National Weather Service, because if they get it wrong, we can blame them, right, James? It's your New Wave Wireless forecast right now, home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. And tonight, down to 24 cold degrees, but it's going to be clear, unlike last night. Then tomorrow, sunny with a high near 45. Shouldn't be too windy tomorrow, so I know that's going to be a good news to all those car lot salesmen that got to stand out there all day. I bet they hate that wind. I don't know why. It just occurred to me that bet they love hearing the low winds. So that's for Thursday. Thursday night, mostly clear, low down to 32. For Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 54. And then the rain returneth. Okay, Friday night, a 50% chance of rain with cloudy skies and a low down to 40. Not much on the wind department, but up to 1/4 inch of rainfall possible Friday night. For Saturday, a 50-50 chance of rain with cloudy skies and the high near 50, so that should be easy to remember. 50, 50, 50. Saturday night, 50% chance of rain. I'm not even joking. That's literally what it says, okay? And cloudy skies. Almost said a high near 50. Okay, a low near 34. Don't go back to any more 50s. We're done with 50s. Sunday, a 40% chance of rain. Cloudy with a high near 39. It's going to be moving out by the time Sunday night rolls around. It should be a partly sunny day for your Monday and a slight chance for some rainfall Monday night, increasing as we roll into Tuesday. Of course, our forecast always brought to you by our friends at New Wave Wireless, home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. Several students have seemingly become victims of online scammers, online criminals looking to try to make an easy buck. We're talking about Arkansas State University students, 11 so far at least affected by this. We'll tell you the full details coming up next on NEA Report. Hold on.
Are you or one of your loved ones in a nursing home? Spending $4,000, $5,000, or $6,000 per month for specialized care? You may be able to preserve most of your remaining net worth if you act now. Seniors who are wartime veterans may be eligible for immediate benefit. Protect yourself from all of these uncertainties. Call today for a free consultation. You have questions? The Oldham Law Firm has answers.
Brothers Flooring on Highway 67 South in Pocahontas has all your flooring covered. Stop by our showroom Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and see all we have. Carpet with pad and install starting at $16.50 a square yard. Laminate with pad installed starting at just $3.25 a square foot. Every name brand of engineered and solid hardwood from $5 a square foot and up. Waterproof vinyl planks, wood look and tile look, attached cork back starting at $3.49 a square foot installed. Ceramic and porcelain tile of all sizes and all colors. We build custom tiled showers from the floor up shelves and benches, tub surrounds, kitchen backsplashes like no other. Brothers Flooring, Highway 67 North in Pocahontas. Call today, 870-892-2525.
If you're a business owner, gaining new customers and retaining them is your top priority and biggest hurdle. Today, 85% of customers search online or look for you on social media. Do you have an effective strategy to reach them? At Ace One, we will customize a digital marketing strategy comprising of social media, web, and video marketing that fits your budget. Our dedicated account managers will work with you to create engaging campaigns, covering all digital media outlets. Ace One, your partner in digital marketing. Contact us today.
Happy to have you in with us on a Wednesday afternoon where Arkansas State University students are being told to watch out. 11 students having had direct deposits redirected out of their accounts, becoming victims of scams. Arkansas State University is recommending that all students are checking and immediately check their online accounts to verify that their bank accounts attached to their logins are okay, and also update those account passwords. Do that because right now there's a report of internet fraud going around. To date, 11 students have had those funds that were supposed to be in their account from direct deposit taken or redirected by fraudulent means. A check of student accounts by the A-State Information Technology Department and the Treasurer's Office reveals that the potential is there for several more students too. These students are actually being contacted, probably over the last 24 hours have already been contacted by the university. Chancellor Kelly Danfus asked every student to log into their account and to do two things. Make sure you change your password and check your direct deposit is okay. It's thought that this originated, I should say, from phishing emails, phishing scams. If you guys don't know what those are, let me explain real quick. You get an email. It looks like it's from Facebook or eBay or Arkansas State University. It looks legit and it says there's been some kind of problem. Click here and you can take care of it and fix it. The problem is it's not a real email from the university or the official institution. It's made to look like it. And once you click that link, you don't actually see the link you're clicking. You just see the text that is hyperlinked. It's best to see what that text is. Copy the link text first, if nothing else, and paste it into a notepad. Or just better yet, don't click those links that come in those emails. 99 times out of 100, you're going to know about it through means like this if something's happened and you need to update your account. Well, nonetheless, it seems to have affected several students there. So the university is recommending students check their account numbers they entered for their direct deposit of financial aid funds immediately. See if it's been changed or replaced with a fraudulent direct deposit account number. If you have noticed there's a change in that, then you need to call the Treasurer's Office, 870-972-2285, or send an email to sasbillpayment@astate.edu. After verifying the direct deposit, the A-State IT department is recommending students reset account passwords and security questions as well. Do both of those immediately, A-State says. The Vice Chancellor for Finance, Dr. Lynn Fry, says they're actively assisting affected students in the recovery of funds wrongfully taken. But he said this, unfortunately, is similar to other scams used last fall with 5 students. Scammers are always going to be out there, folks. They're always going to be trying to take advantage of those moments you're not paying attention, so keep your eyes open. Pay attention to those emails that come through and be very careful before you click or open or join to be a part of, for instance, some type of Google Doc from someone you don't know or a link to some website whenever it seems to be a little bit fishy. The word fish, P-H-I-S, makes it almost kind of synonymous with it seeming fishy. If it's too good to be true, it usually is, but also if something looks unusual in one of these emails, it's best to hold off before you click it or do anything. Students need to check the A-State payment system or My Bill link by My Campus to determine if a fraudulent account is or is not attached. And just remember, A-State students, Arkansas State University is never going to ask for your student logins or password through email. That is a first indicator of something wrong going on, a scam. You want to find out more information about this, just go to neareport.com. We've got the details up on the site. Well, everyone was talking weather last night. We were all thinking, is it going to ice? Is it going to get crazy? We almost didn't see one of the cool events that were happening in Craighead County locally in the crowning of Miss Arkansas State 2018. Corey Keller of Stuttgart crowned on Tuesday, and congratulations to the exercise science major, who is now going to be competing as part of the Miss America group. She will next compete in the Miss Arkansas pageant. The Miss Arkansas State crown is actually a qualifier for the Miss America contest. So she goes on to Miss Arkansas next, and we wish her the best in that. But we want to also just send a big congratulations out because it's a worthy moment in and of itself. You can see her in the photo there with Chancellor Kelly Danfus in the background. Congratulations to Corey Keller of Stuttgart. Well, we first told you about this yesterday on NEA Report, the PAC Pact that was agreed upon yesterday on the campus of Arkansas State University. Faculty, staff, and students alike, of course, all agreed to do this, a pledge to help reduce sexual violence, but also to be more sensitive about it, too. In other words, not telling the victims what they can do to not be victims, but rather focusing on the fact that a victim is innocent. And if we want to stop this, we have to look at the people that are causing it to take place and focus on them first. With our friends at Northeast Arkansas News, Simone Jamison filed a report yesterday about this very subject. It was a little bit more in depth than the story we had time to put together yesterday, and so we thought we would bring that along to you right now. Here's Simone with more.
Students and faculty at Arkansas State gathered today with Chancellor Danfus to form the PAC Pact, a campus promise to act for change, together in speaking up for and against sexual assault. Senior basketball player Lauren Bradshaw takes the pledge seriously.
My teammates are like my babies, and if something happens to them, I definitely want to be able to help them, and I want them to be able to come and tell me everything that happens, so, maybe we can get through it together.
Today's PAC Pact declaration is one of many conversations about sexual assault on campus that Chancellor Danfus is hoping to stir up. Chancellor Danfus, along with the HR department and Title IX office, have been crafting its message since November, which is expected to be included in this year's freshman orientation.
Chancellor Danfus wants proactivity. A little more than 10% of all students experience rape or sexual assault on campus. Less than 20% of all female college students report those incidents.
The biggest thing about the PAC Pact is the responsibility that people are taking to respect other people, to recognize that every red wolf counts, and the responsibility to step in to say something when they see something, or to protect people who are in a vulnerable situation.
For Affirmative Action Title IX Coordinator Chocoletta Simpson, all sexual discrimination is created equal.
If I didn't give you my consent, that's how simple assault is. And as time goes by, it gets a little easier every day, but there's definitely no time limit on how long it will take for you to get over something that's so awful.
Victims can confide sexual assault experiences by filing a report to university police, to the Title IX office, or emailing pacsupport@astate.edu for 24-hour faculty support. For Northeast Arkansas News, I'm Simone Jameson.
A reminder that a very special night is coming up in Laredo, Arkansas, right on the border of Greene and Craighead counties. On Valentine's Day night, you'll be able to participate in Stacy's Sweetheart Dinner. But if you want to join in the fun, you better get a plate now, because they are very limited in how many seats that they have this year. And the tickets are already selling fast, too. It's benefiting the Perigold Children's Home, and it's also in memory of Stacy Quintana, the very sweet lady, the manager of Laredo Grocery, who was unfairly taken from this world. If you would like to read more about Stacy, NEAReport.com has the full archive of stories about her, her amazing life, and the horrible acts that took her from this world by four very demented human beings. Well, the memory, the sweet memory and the love of Stacy Quintana lives on in the form of an event that will benefit the children, people that she loved and loved to interact with, children. Perigold Children's Home will be benefited by this. $25 a plate Laredo Grocery Sweetheart Dinner. Includes a ribeye steak, a potato in the form of baked or fries. What are you, James? Are you a baked potato or fries guy? Okay, cool. cool. Then salad and Texas toast. So you've got lots of choices for a delicious meal there with you and your significant other, and it'll benefit a good cause, too. That's coming up on Valentine's Day. Laredo Grocery is on Facebook if you'd like to find out more information. Another event we want to tell you about is the Boys Next Door. It's specifically, we're talking about the production, the Boys Next Door. It's happening on February 24th is when it begins, and it runs all throughout March. It's at the Downtown Playhouse in Pocahontas. Tickets are $19.20, and that includes some grub, too. It'll be a lot of fun, actually. My drama teacher from college, Mr. Kelly Grooms, will be there and will be instructing, so you can tell him Stan Morris said hi. DowntownPlayhouse.com, thedowntownplayhouse.com, if you want to find out more information about this fun show. Well, let's take one final look at what the weather is going to do before we close our show today here on NEA Report. And we're looking for a cold night tonight. Temperatures down to 24 degrees. It's going to be chilly tonight, but thankfully the winds are going to be relatively calm. And that's good news with the wind chill factor having an added bite to it, especially for those who are having to get out and work in this stuff. Tomorrow, the high is going to be in the mid-40s, looking to be around 45, sunny skies. Friday, mostly sunny and a high up to almost 54, so a whole lot nicer then. But it's Friday night that the rain returns with about a quarter of an inch of rain possible. 50-50 shot at rain Friday night just for Jonesboro, and the low down to 40. Saturday, more rain comes into town, the high near 50, and rain lasts Saturday night into Sunday as well. A little bit into next week, too, so it could be a wet week as we start out next week. That's the forecast and the news today on NEA Report. Thanks so much for being in with us. We'll see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. with more news from Northeast Arkansas, and if anything breaks out, we will be here to break in. Have a good night, everyone.